add some new changes to the neural web, or now the larkos code. You can see that if we take the emotional system, effective. We had an affective system, so basically we use like the principles of like how do emotions work. So they like self-reinforce themselves to like force the emotions, and like we focus on like better emotions. So happiness, something like that you could call it. But I had also made some changes over the time to the neuron kernels, and I never really explained them well, so we can say that like they are one of the most important parts, because if we have like the design of wait, man, what is this? We have like the neural web here, so we have NW, like, so the main cores, the emotionals, we can say that they like correlate with each other. So the kernels are like the more AI part of the architecture. So like we can see that. We have like we have all of the layers, so activation layers. We update the neurons. I used to have like a duplicate of that, but I deleted it. So yeah, we update the weights with hidden learning. I mean, it's not really advanced, but this is like an example. Like this one is made to be like in the middle, maybe a bit more exploratory than stable. If it's also stable, I think you could make it a lot more exploratory, these kernels. And like, of course, the neural web outputs change based on that. So we have like, so we can see we have outputs. I mean, these are not the best vocabulary outputs, or like it doesn't produce much logical sense. So, but we can see that we can see here like what the neural web is composed of mostly. So we can, I mean, this is it really this. I mean, you can see that the ethical decisions have been changed because of the effective system to be more impactful. So not to have to benefit, maybe, to benefit. We also have the trajectory now, so like the emotions change like they should, and they are not that stagnant as they were before. There are also, because of this, changes to the motivation system for a butterfly effect. The identity system had been changed to like restore itself better most of the times, but it still sometimes fails. Value conflicts, we can see that there are value conflicts. I mean, it will always have conflicts, but this isn't like new stuff really. I mean, it really depends how you structure the kernels really, because if they are to explore, I mean, the kernels are maybe even the most important part, because they affect really a lot, and if they are poor, I mean, it won't benefit you. I mean, it's also to be said that there's like the C code of this, so if we go back to this, I mean, it's really dependable. It expects some things, and you have to like put yourself in it so that you fit in it. Like Fmax and min, you could say, I guess. I added some also utility features, so since the previous video. So dataset loaders, health checkers to like stabilize stuff. So the validation system. That's the improvements to the self-identity system. Like I said already. And I don't remember if it was back then, but you also have the specialization system, which like Because the neurons still have specific tasks, not all neurons, but still to be more like in the brain. I mean, in my opinion, how we should mostly use it is if we return to that. You should like use some functions. Like you shouldn't just do like what I did in the int main. So this is more for like testing the functions than really making some module. But you should use some parts of it and not all of them, I would say. Like if we look at the architecture again, we can see that still like the same stuff here. So input data is processed by neurons. It goes here. It activates in the mostly in the kernels. It goes through the imagination system. I mean, this is like the approximation of the neural web. Like if the neural web is the approximation of the brain, and this is the approximation of the neural web. And yeah, so we filter data like always. We activate it. We have the imagination system. It like goes to it can express itself, maybe sometimes create new words, I guess you could say. I mean, it does kinda, which make grammatical sense. We can see the Hebbian learning. It like tries to make thoughts structured. We can later we merge. Here you have the Fickle principles, which are now after the emotional update followed. This was already before, so this is like, you could say, the main approximation. Yeah, the social system, I mean, if you don't really, I mean, it's not that important, really, and yeah, you could say this is when it comes to the structure. Now if I return to the code, I mean, I think that would be it.